This is your house, not our church. This is your house.
Joy, faith, and a strong sense of community. Almost 80% of Americans describe themselves as Christians. Going to church is for them the very essence of their lives, especially in hard economic times.
God bless you. Come, feel free to come and sow.
The contributions of this congregation in North Carolina had always paid the church's rent. That's not the case anymore, and the problem is echoing across the US.
My bedroom, not a guest room, not a secondary room, my actual bedroom. I'm now sleeping on my couch just to keep the doors of the church open.
Times are hard, and Pastor Faison rented out his own room on the classified ads website Craigslist, announcing a blessed deal.
I had one young lady who actually responded and actually called me and said she was interested in the room and she came to see it, and that is now Miss Rose, my lovely roommate. Yes. This is the room, my former room.
A double blessing for Miss Rose, whose rent is paid by another church. Religious institutions provide an essential community service in areas where, as in her case, the government plays a limited role, but funding good deeds is increasingly difficult.
The recession certainly has affected, again, everyone is thinking, okay, where can we make some cuts for the basics of survival? And sometimes the church becomes one of those things that, well, we won't be able to give as much as we used to.
In rural America, the religious landscape is shifting too.
There's several hundred people living within a 5-mile radius of here. Fewer and fewer of them go to church.
This Baptist church saw its membership decline sharply to fewer than 10 parishioners. It was recently forced to close. Young populations looking for jobs are draining from rural areas to big cities, whereas aging communities like this one in Virginia are the first ones to suffer the consequences.
As America has shifted away from its emphasis on rural family-sized farms, the generations that grew up here, they've moved to the cities, they've moved on to other jobs, and the reality is that Cumberland doesn't have a lot of jobs to offer people.
The hard economic times are deepening the rural church's decline too, a struggle that senior members like Jean were no longer able to face.
Financially, we were not taking in. The deacons were on up in years. We lost several deacons. I think we lost 3 in 1 year. And we had no young people.
Across rural America, small congregations like this one in Virginia are dying out. Money is a factor. However, many farm communities are simply becoming too small and too old to sustain another generation of parishioners and another generation of pastors. Christianity is at the very essence of this country, but in a nation driven by faith, the rural exodus to the cities will change the spiritual landscape forever. Ramon Goni, BBC News, Virginia.